Hello, YouTube, I guess. This is probably where I'm going to stick this. I stick all my raw feeds to YouTube under Phillip Gallant. And then I have more curated content on Phillip Gallant Media YouTube page. So I'll probably go to YouTube. This is about Phillip Gallant Media Gaming. I conceived of these two games starring Phillip Gallant Media characters. I conceived of them back in, I think, 2022. And I used Adobe XD to build prototypes of them. And then screen recorded how to play them. And uploaded them to my YouTube somewhere. So it should be on Phillip Gallant YouTube. I've got links. I copied the links and put them in the projects for those characters on my Behance page, so as to direct someone who can actually make games. But I basically came up with a concept, and I've sort of fine-tuned it in these past few days here. Instead of having like two steps or two iterations of these, I don't know what to call them. In the music game, it's music notes. In the snowball game, it's snowballs. But instead of having two stages towards going at the character's head, it's three. So iterations? I don't know. Anyway, I fine-tuned it in Illustrator, and I basically designed the UI. And so I put all the assets into a Phillip Gallant Media gaming folder. And so hopefully I can send that to someone on Fiverr who builds games. It would be an endless game. I think like the playthrough time for it would probably be like 5-10 minutes or something like that. It's just like a cheap game. It was inspired by Game and Watch Nintendo games, so it's something like one of those. So something to do if you're waiting in line, or if you're like at the doctor's or something, I guess. Waiting to go in, or if you're on a bus, taking a bus somewhere, or an Uber or something like that. Something to just play around with, fidget with for like 5-10 minutes. And it represents the brand and brand characters. So I think it's a good investment for the brand anyway. As far as owner capital goes, I have enough to make both those games. If it costs, I was looking at this one Fiverr guy's profile, and he said he can make, his premium price was like $1,800. So I could easily make these two games with my owner's capital, put an owner's capital towards it. I'm gonna wait till next summer though, stack up a few more checks, some more monies. And and hopefully figure out how to get these things into the App Store and the Google Play Store. I have Google Books. I've published a couple through Google Books, but I went to go publish something through there, I think, again, back in 2022, and I got stuck in some sort of loop or something. So I don't know. Google Books isn't as friendly as Amazon KDP for publishing books last time I checked, but that was some years ago. So I haven't logged into my Google Books account since probably 2022 or something like that. It's 3 years. It's 2025 right now. Summer 2025. So I don't know. I'll figure out how to be present on the Play Store as a, I guess the technical term is a developer. I don't know if I count as a developer. I'm like the game designer or something. I need someone else to put it together. So I don't know how credits work or anything like that. I've done everything. I've done like the title screen, so we get our brand recognized there, and the start screen, title screen rather. And so yeah, the whole UI is basically designed by me. It'll be interesting. This will be the first 2 games that we get made and published, so that's something, I guess. You know, it's good for the business. When I came up with the logo for Phillip Gallant Media because I wanted something to stick in my Google profile picture. Basically, that was like initially that's why I wanted to come up with a logo, so that's why I did it. And then I was like, oh man, I could really do something, create a brand. And I started thinking all the stuff I wanted to do. I was publishing books at the time, so I was like, okay, publish books, publish more books, publish games, publish videos. What else? There was like 6 things that I wanted to do. So anyway, I publish videos. I publish books. This will be the first publishing of games. Phillip Gallant Media News, and I was sort of like wanted to do satire, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna get a satire, so I did a Phillip Gallant Media News page on Facebook, and I went crazy on it. Used the design for it, just publishing headlines, I guess. But I kept putting sources say, so I don't know. There's to subtitle it would be sources say. I kept adding that to the end of every headline. You don't really need to do that. I've looked at a few of these. There's like Beaverton or something, and then there's like the Onion, and there's like something that has to do with bees. So there's enough people publishing fake news. They're funny news, I guess you call it, or something. So this is something I wanted to do. My favorite was I had this picture of a LeBaron, and then I called him LeBaron James and said he was a transformer from a alternate timeline or something like that. So I started just kind of making fun of these like multi-timeline stuff or whatever that's all going on with certain things. Yeah, I don't think I'm smart enough to do Phillip Gallant Media News, but I'm smart enough to start it, so someone else could do it. Maybe to a point where I could pay someone, maybe build up enough of a following, or get enough support, then something like that could be realistic. Is that about it? Yeah. So this would be the first. It would be 2 games. One of them's the character is stationary like this, and move a head down, move a head up like this to hear musical notes. So it has to like catch them with its head or whatever. So it's a pretty basic game. And the other one's dodging snowballs. So snowballs come, and you have to move your head to dodge the snowballs. So there's 4 buttons that are like diagonally up left, diagonally down left, diagonally up right, diagonally down right. And so the interface is almost identical for both games. I mean, like as far as game mechanics go, I think it's kind of like it's a template almost or something. So you replace musical notes with snowballs for the one. You have 3 little lives up in the top left corner. So I don't know. I figured I'd get it published, sell it for 99 cents. You know, as much as a candy bar. It's worth more than a candy bar, so see how many you can sell. I have to work out on advertising for it, so that's a whole nother game. In third semester for advertising and marketing communications at Conestoga College. I got, out of the 10 courses I took, 9 out of 10 I got A's, and then a B plus in the other one, so I think that's on the instructor. I'm an A student, so I got a couple A pluses too. So I don't know. Yeah, it's taught me some useful things. I've put to use some of the social media marketing assignment requirements in planning for this 2026 X/Twitter campaign. Yeah, I filled out this whole girls thing with stuff. So I got something for every day of 2026, some digital asset to post, and then I guess it's copy or something. But I don't know if that's the right term for it or not. Just text to fill in to help present the digital asset or interact with it, or it's maybe like a little joke or something, and some emojis and hashtags. So I don't know. I worked on that June, July, mostly July. I filled out that thing in like all of July and into August. Hang on. Someone's calling the house. It's not for me. This isn't my house. It's weird in landlines. I feel like Facebook took over the phone company with Facebook Messenger and stuff. You can just video phone people and WhatsApp and things like that. I mean, cell phone companies still exist, but home phone stuff is like, I don't know. I don't think I'd have a home phone if I was on my own. But living with parents or watching their house in the summer, you know, I don't need a home phone. Anyway, so 2 games. Summer 2026. I think I can get them developed. This guy I was looking at, I think he said, how many weeks was it? Let me look at his Fiverr here. 21-day delivery. So that's pretty good. 3 weeks. If I can get it, commission this guy at like May 2026, I could have something to publish in June, and then the second game publish in July or August. Yeah, feel pretty good about it. And then, of course, I'd have to work on getting other characters into games, maybe doing something a little more complex. Uh, when I was living on the street, I was like, I don't know, I came up with some pretty complex game ideas. There's this one idea I came up with, and it was I wanted to do like have a roster of sort of off-brand superheroes. Uh, you know, just original superheroes, I guess. And then you can choose to be the hero, or you can choose to be the villain. Then you get stopped in a city, and someone or the villain or the antagonist or protagonist. I don't know. Okay, wait. So you're like the hero or you're the villain. So you choose which one you want to be, and you get put in a city, and then you have to go meet the opposing character somewhere in the city, and then it turns into like a fighting game once you meet that character, and you have to fight each other. But on the way, if you're the villain, you can wreck up a bunch of shit. If you're the hero, you can like save people from traffic accidents or something. And so I don't know. It was an idea I had for a game. I had this other idea for a game called Titan the Turtle. And it's about a turtle. It's like a 2D platformer where this turtle's walking, and he can tuck his tail or he can tuck his head, and things are flying down to hit him. And so he has to tuck his tail if it's flying in from the back, and whatever it is will explode on his shell and kind of create like a fireworks effect. So it'd be maybe a little bit psychedelic because there'd be like mosquitoes and flies, and then I don't know, other things like that too, trying to get him. And so the ultimate story is he's trying to rescue Tiny the turtle, who got kidnapped by rabbits. I didn't realize that Super Mario was gonna have rabbit antagonists in Mario Odyssey. I played that in 2023 after I got a Switch Lite, which I thought was stupid. I was like, man, what do they need rabbits for? They got such a deep roster of Koopas and stuff. They could easily have done something else. I have an idea for a Mario game too, but that's another story. I'm gonna tell that after this turtle game. Anyways, this turtle would tuck its head or its tail, and there's a special move it could do called Turtle Glide, where it just tucks its tail and its head at the same time, and it rolls along for like I don't know 1 or 2 spaces or something like that. And maybe you could power it up as the game goes on to keep things interesting, sort of give it like a little bit of RPG elements to it. Anyway, those are my 2 ideas for games when I was living on the street. Just lots of turtles in games, I think. But it would be 2D. So, yeah, I was thinking of this Mario. They could do a Mario, where like every level is a different art style. So Mario could be like, super real or something, or he could be, German expressionist or something like that, or I don't know. If you go through art books and just study like art styles, I used to do this at University of Victoria. I used to just go to their university library and look at art books because they had lots of pictures in them. It was just interesting. So I'd take a stack of art books and I'd kill 2 hours or something just looking at art books, waiting for something to charge. I was charging like a iPod Touch and a Nintendo DS. I think I was carrying around at the time, so I just look at art. I was like, oh man, it would be cool if they did like a Mario where there's just all these different art styles. Each world or something was a different art style. And it would probably be pretty good marketing too, because you could sell like all these Marios that are transformed into these different art styles and stuff. So that'd be my pitch to Nintendo if I ever got the opportunity. It probably wouldn't fly. I don't know if they want to take chances like that with one of their, with their mascot. I'm sure there's other games that could do something like that. Anyway, I think about making games. I guess I've been thinking about making games for 2019, since 2025. 6 years. I thought about writing for games like well before that, but I didn't think about like planning out games, and I don't know if this is like director or something, directing games, designing games. I didn't really start thinking about that until 2019. Anyway, I think that's about it for now. Just an update on things I've been working on, gaming. Phillip Gallant Media Gaming. Phillip Gallant Media Games. I looked at getting my teeth straightened like a few years ago too. It was expensive. I would have done it if you didn't have to wear a retainer every night. I was like, I'm not going to bed every night with stick or something in my mouth. Fuck that. So anyway, can't notice it too much like this. When you get them by themselves, it kind of looks all crooked and everything. I went on this date with this Japanese girl one time in like 2012 in Vancouver. We went and saw a movie, and it was Oz the Great and Powerful. And there's these little fairies with like spiky teeth or whatever, and she like laughed and pointed at me. And I was like, well, she thought I just looked like a monster, or like a little magical creature, I guess. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. 22 minutes. It's a full TV episode or something.